Do you want to know the fastest way to become unforgettable? Because this is happening a lot. People are trying way too hard. Seriously. And most people walk into a date thinking, um, how do I make them like me? Or how can I impress them? God, I hope I get a second date. And that's exactly why those people are just going to blend into the crowd, because unforgettable people are focused on being present. They are not focused on being impressive, right? They're focused on being present. And today I'm going to show you how to be on a date that the other person is going to remember you way after that dinner is over. Hello, my single lovelies. It's Denise with Dating Food Talks. And I'm going to tell you what to do and what not to do. Point those two things out, as well as talk about what is tasty and, of course, what is not tasty. And also, if you like what I have to say, please give a like. And if you think somebody needs to hear this, share it on over. And of course, subscribe to YouTube. And also, please don't forget, if you need some help in your dating love life, I do offer a complimentary discovery call. Just go to my website, Dating Food Talks, put yourself in the calendar, and let's see how I can help you. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about this, because a lot of people are going on dates and then they don't understand why they haven't heard back from the person. And it's a big mistake that people are making, okay? So most people treat a date like it's a job interview, all right? They show up at the date and they've rehearsed a little bit, right? And they try to have the perfect answers or the perfect story or the perfect image. But that's a problem, because nobody's going to fall in love with you based on you performing. This is really not good, okay? They're going to want to connect to you, because people remember how you made them feel, right? They want to hear about a resume, not want to hear about your accomplishments or not the car that you drive. So you need to be very aware of this. Excuse me. So point one is, I want you to start being curious, right? You're not here to impress the person, all right? If you really want to be unforgettable, just be genuinely curious. Ask better questions. Not, so what do you do? So boring, right? Ask questions like, what are you passionate about these last few days? You know, what made you choose that career? Or say something like, what is something that you look forward to? You see, those questions start the connection, right? And it helps your date start to interact and follow along with you. You're both learning about each other. And you want to pay attention to see if your date asks follow-up questions. All right? Do they seem interested, or are they simply just waiting for their turn to talk? I mean, there's a huge difference there. So what not to do is do not dominate the conversation. Don't turn every topic right back to yourself. And please, don't spend the entire evening trying to prove your value. All right? Confidence doesn't need a sales pitch, right? Confidence is listening. What to do is listen, right? Be engaging. Ask more thoughtful questions and make the conversation feel a little bit like a tennis match, right? Go back and forth a bit. It's not a monologue. It's not all about you. You know, Food Talks really comes loud and clear here. You know, watch what happens when the server arrives. Does your date make eye contact with them? Do they say thank you? Do they treat the server like a human being? Or do they suddenly act like they're royalty? Because unforgettable people leave very positive impressions to everyone that is at that table or approaches that table. All right? Not just the person that they're dating. Okay. Point 2 here is be present. I've talked about this before. One of the most attractive qualities in today's world is presence. Why? Because everybody is so distracted. It's very rare. All right? People are checking their notifications. They're looking around the room. All right? They're thinking about, what should I say next? Meanwhile, the person that's sitting across the table from you is like, hello, I'm right here. So if you really want to stand out, put your phone away, give great eye contact, stay engaged, and make that person who's sitting across from you feel like they are the only person in the room. All right? And, you have to spot that on the day, because ask yourself, do I feel heard? Do I feel seen? Do I feel like this person is genuinely interested in me? And if the answer is no, well, that's very valuable information also. Okay. Point 3 here is share something real. All right? You don't become memorable by being perfect. You become memorable by being real. Share a story. Share a lesson that you learned. Share something meaningful. I mean, don't go and tell them, a childhood trauma on the first date. Don't do that. But give people something authentic about yourself. Be vulnerable, because that creates a connection. The secret here is people rarely remember what they ordered. They rarely remember, the exact conversation that you had, but they will remember how they felt. Did you laugh, right? Did they feel comfortable? Did they feel understood? Did you give them some energy? Because that stuff sticks, okay? Tasty here is being present. Asking thoughtful questions, listening more, and making people feel comfortable. Be authentic and treating everybody with respect. Not tasty is trying to impress someone, talking about yourself way too much, or maybe you check your phone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't interrupt somebody. Don't brag. Don't treat your date like it's an interview. The most unforgettable people aren't the loudest. They aren't the richest. All right? They aren't the most polished. They are the people who make others feel seen, heard, valued. Right? That's what people remember. That's what creates the connection. And that's what turns a good date into a second date. So, I want to know in the comments, what is the most memorable thing that someone has ever done on a date with you? And was it tasty or was it not tasty? Okay, my single lovelies, until next time. Oh, where's my clicker? Until next time, I will talk with you soon.